I have some funny stories. A friend of mine helped me move. We were able to move in on a Friday. She came to help me on Saturday. And when she came on Saturday, I had already had that painting on that fireplace. She said, Shan, we have no food, we have no paper towels, but we have art.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Shelby Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and welcome back to our channel. This is an amazing Christmas home tour, not only because Shannon is insanely talented, but because we've done her previous home before. This is a new home. We have befores and we have during construction video of this. So this is the first time we're seeing this done, and it's festive for the season, which makes it even more fun. So I think we should talk about, we were talking about your style before. Yes. What do you think your everyday style is? And then kind of what inspired you for Christmas this year?
Well, I think my everyday style might be a little country cottage. I was telling you earlier, I've always kind of wanted a country house, back even when it was so trendy and popular, and that never really went away for me. So I think country cottage style a little. And my inspiration for Christmas, I don't know. I just moved. I always try to think in themes and what my theme would be this year. I do that every year just to kind of help me pick things out and decide what I'm going to do. And this year I just finally decided I'm going to do my favorite things. So that's what the tree is. When you see the tree, you'll see it's my favorite things. So that's kind of what I played off of, and you'll see that throughout the house.
What is an example of your favorite thing?
I know. Bunnies.
Yes, and you'll see it, when you walk through this house, you'll start to recognize some of my favorite things because I kind of do the same things in every room.
And when we came in, you were concerned because your other house that you came from, it was a little bit more full. This has a lot more white space. And so it's making you wonder, oh, do I need something here? Do I need something there? But I would say it's sheer perfection.
Perfect amount of stuff.
And I love it. And so what was it like coming in and doing this home?
You know, throughout the process, it took about 6 months, I think, to do. I kept thinking in my mind, well, I'm not going to have room for this and I'm not going to have room for that. But it turns out that I needed everything. And there was a lot more room in this house than I thought. Yeah, it's been a little challenging using the stuff that I already had, but in different places.
Right.
But it's been fun. It's been fun to do it.
So we're going to tour room by room, but I did want to mention on that front, when in the previous home tour, we talked about where was your beloved Hutch going to go? Because it was in your living room before. It was definitely a statement. People always had questions. It is now the shining star of your patio, and it looks amazing.
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really thought I would not have a place for it.
So good. Yeah. So you come into your entryway, you have your staircase. This room is kind of a challenge, like, what is it? It kind of felt like it was a living room before you renovated it.
Right.
You knew you were going to put a table here in front of the fireplace. I love how it turned out. Tell us a little bit about this space.
Well, as we've talked about before, it's a little always challenging when you're redoing a house and not building a new house. If I built a new house, I always dreamed of having a fireplace in my kitchen. So once we opened the wall up to get into the kitchen, I realized that I kind of have a fireplace in my kitchen. I mean, it's not necessarily the kitchen, it's the entryway, but
I would call it the hearth room. It feels like a hearth room to me.
Exactly.
And so you do still have a little proper entry, and then the hearth room, and then beyond the kitchen. Right. So I think it's actually what it was ever intended to be, really.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a little bit small for a formal family room.
Right, I agree. It was closed off more when we bought the house, so it did look like maybe it could have been a living room, but I don't know. I just immediately knew that I would put a kitchen table in front of that fireplace. I have some funny stories. A friend of mine helped me move. We were able to move in on a Friday. She came to help me on Saturday. And when she came on Saturday, I had already had that painting on that fireplace. She said, Shan, we have no food, we have no paper towels, but we have art.
Yeah,
but in my mind, I knew that that's where that would go. So when I came over, I just brought it on over.
That's you. Yeah. That is so you.
Like, we don't have a Band-Aid. We need a Band-Aid. We don't have a Band-Aid, but we have art.
Yeah. So to the right of the entry, when you come in, you've got your study office space with a little powder bath, and it is so sweet and cozy. Tell us about the process in that room.
Well, it's a lot of shelving. So it was just adding a lot of fresh greenery and adding the natural elements to it is all I could really think to do in that room with that shelving.
Yeah.
I just moved in, so I'm not adjusted to everything just yet. So it's taken a little bit of time, but I just decided to add some fresh natural elements and
Well, it is green.
leave it at that.
Well, what I was going to say, people are going to ask, what color green is that?
Oh, I need to look it up.
It's okay. We'll pop it up on the
Sorry.
screen. It's hard to remember
I
paint
know,
colors,
it's hard to remember.
but that's a good one. Okay, I want to get straight to the kitchen because this is the transformation. This is such a huge makeover. I mean, it's a totally new space. Before it felt closed in because it was, and it feels open, it feels big, it feels functional. And I know this is a Christmas home tour, but this is a new kitchen. So let's give us some highlight about the renovation.
I feel like this is where I spent all of my time design-wise. This was kind of the most important part for me because it is also what you see right when you walk in. We just decided not to do any upper cabinets, because we didn't want to lower the look of it, the ceiling. And we had to do the big island, big, long, skinny island. I had lampshades custom made. And for Christmas, I just added a bunch of, like I said, in the study, I kind of did that everywhere. A lot of natural green elements to just highlight the kitchen itself. I didn't do a lot Christmas-wise in the kitchen.
Well, my favorite part is that it felt like a galley kitchen, and now it feels like a wide open space, especially when you have the view of the backyard.
Right.
And what a stunning statement you did over those windows. It's just fresh greenery, right?
That's all. I just wanted to keep it simple. I didn't want it to block the view of the backyard. That's one of the things we love so much about this house is the backyard.
Yeah.
So I kept it very simple. The first thing we did before we even started the remodel was order that window because we knew we wanted to open up that wall and be able to see out. It was kind of dark before, and my goal was to lighten it up as much as I could.
Well, you got it, girl.
Another thing I love about your kitchen is the plate wall. That is so cute, and that's fun to decorate for the holidays because just add a few extra plates. It's not like the whole thing is Christmas. Just a few touches. And then you do have a hutch on the other wall in the dining room, and that's also functional. Like you store everyday stuff in there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
We had to get very creative because we didn't have the upper cabinets. We had to get kind of creative in other places for storage, for glasses and things like that. We just the kitchen itself wasn't huge. It's not a very large kitchen, but it doesn't feel small at all. No. Now, it did before we moved in, but now I don't feel like it feels small at all, but it did take some creativity for sure.
Yeah. And then you also have your dining room there. And then if we would have gone that way in the tour, what are we calling that room on the other side?
I don't even know. I mean, I think we're calling it a sitting room.
I know. Narnia. Because you walk in and that hutch just draws you, and you've got it open with Christmassy, beautiful, fun Christmas stuff in there, and the sleigh and all the things. I love it.
I love the snowman in the hutch. Like, it's so cute.
You know, that room on our original plans from our architect was supposed to be the laundry room, but we decided we didn't want to take out that extra window and block the view out the front. So we just left it. Well, that became a challenge because I thought, oh, we have a sunroom, a family room. We don't really need another sitting room. We don't need a study. We have a study. So it is kind of a
Catch-all.
and a sitting room.
The other good part of it is when you host, you've got the overflow from the dining that everyone could sit together.
Right.
You could actually set up that room as another dining area.
There's enough room for our family to come to your holiday.
It really is. It's got a great flow, and I think you could host really well here.
Yes, I agree. And I just think you have such a knack for collecting, and you have the best finds that you honestly need little spaces like that to practice your creativity and not fill the space beyond its capacity. You definitely You find more than you need, probably.
Oh, I do. I do.
Like, I was looking for a chair. I was like, hey, Shannon, what do you see? And she's like inviting me to groups and all this stuff. Definitely, everybody needs a friend like Shannon when they're on the hunt for things. So you mentioned the sunroom, so let's go ahead and touch on that here. When you showed us this house before you demoed or anything, I knew that was going to be amazing. And it didn't need a lot of envisioning to how is this awesome?
We really did nothing in that sunroom but paint everything white and put a new light fixture in. I mean, that's all I did. It was beautiful.
It really was perfect.
It's amazing.
So good.
Probably one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah. Definitely. Have you had coffee?
That's where I sit every morning and drink my coffee.
Oh my goodness.
And it's right off the primary bedroom, which is perfect because then it's like an extension of it. So you have a space where you rest, a retreat. I mean, your bedroom's beautiful, but then you go out and there you are.
So the bedroom was an addition.
That was the addition.
That was the addition. Mm-hmm. And so you did the bath and the primary, and I think it is the perfect spot for that, where you added on there.
Oh yeah.
And it looks great for Christmas.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I really didn't even do a lot of Christmas in the sunroom because, once again, it really speaks for itself in there, and I didn't want to overclutter it, so I just added that small little tree.
But a little bit to you is a lot to a lot of people.
But it also is, you walk right off of the sunroom onto the back porch where I did the hutch, and I did something really big there.
So it's all in view, like it's framing that. Yeah,
exactly.
And then your primary, so we talked about your primary bedroom a little bit, but your primary bathroom, oh my gosh. So you were texting, or was that, last time we came, you were a little nervous maybe that the tile choice, that was going to be too much, but your choices were perfect.
Yeah.
Bathrooms are not, I'm not great at bathrooms. They take a lot of extra work from me and a lot of stress from me, but
you are great at bathrooms. You did it.
I feel like I learned a lot from the other house because I messed up a couple of things on the other house that I felt like a lot of people wouldn't think that, but in my mind, I thought, oh, I should have done this color or I should have done that. Yeah. So I feel like I learned by doing it the second time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now talk about your family room.
I love it. I mean, I loved it. I found this house when I came to the estate sale. So walking into that family room, even back then, the fireplace, it's just beautiful. I just love it. I love it even more now. We had them German smear it to lighten up the room and add the shelving. But other than that, obviously the wall treatment. It has the bar area.
Yes.
The wet bar. Sorry. I couldn't think of what that's called. From when it was first built, we kept it. We just tried to keep the original character of the house and just lighten everything up and update it.
So was that room kind of a game room prior, maybe? Or what was that?
I think it was their family room.
Maybe it was a garage at one point.
It was a garage at one point. They converted it to the family room.
Gotcha.
But originally it was a garage, yes.
It's so good. Well, I wanted to talk about the tree for 1 minute because we always liked the main tree to give kind of inspiration from it. Tinsel is not as easy as it appears.
No, it's not. But my mom did tinsel. So I know it's kind of trending right now, but I don't know. You've been here a few times and I always put tinsel on mine.
Right.
Not a lot. My mom probably did a little.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of tinsel.
It is challenging, but I think the key for me, and this is not how my mom did it, and some people may agree, other people who do it and do it really well, do it probably differently than I do, but I just do big clumps in small areas. I don't cover the whole tree in it. I just do one big clump of it, like it's an ornament. Almost.
You really ought to do a tutorial because a lot of people are very intimidated by tinsel.
Well, I heard you got to do one at a time, and I was like, heck no.
Oh, no. Well, you can if you want to cover it. And those people who cover it and they do those vintage colored trees and they're covered in tinsel, they're beautiful. Yeah. I don't know how they do that. I think it's beautiful. It's done very well. I think I've seen it. The French country girl who does that. It's beautiful. I don't do that.
That has got to take an entire day just for the tinsel.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine doing that. Fun fact about me, I actually don't enjoy decorating Christmas trees. It's not my thing.
No, me either.
So the way I do it, the way I do the tinsel, it's almost like I think of it as an ornament. I just take a big clunk of it and I put it where I would put an ornament throughout the tree.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And
hang it over.
And when we came, you had all your flooring stacked when you were under construction, and I was a little bit concerned because it's on laminate. But now that it's down, it truly looks like real hardwood flooring.
The best
It's the
luxury vinyl
lux-
planking I've ever seen.
Best.
Yeah, I do love it. And I was very nervous about it.
We have toured so many homes, and I can confidently tell you, I'm not trying to make you feel good about yourself. This is the best choice of luxury vinyl planking we've seen.
For sure.
Yeah, it was a labor of love to pick this flooring out because, you think to yourself, you're doing all this work and spending all this money. You don't want to go on cheap flooring either.
Right.
But we have to think about what's practical for our family.
Yes.
We have a lot of dogs. Our kids come home, they bring their dogs.
You have a lot of dogs.
Yes. I like to mop my floors every day. Like the rest of my house may not be clean, but my floors will be clean.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of water on my floors, things like that. So we really had to think of it from a practical standpoint. And
Yeah.
I really do love them. I was very nervous looking at them in the box. I even went back up to the place we purchased them because I thought they were wrong. I was like, this is not what I ordered.
Yeah.
But once it all got laid, I do love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Well, another choice that I love is your butler's pantry. We probably should have mentioned that when we were in the kitchen, but you come from the family room, and when you're coming from the family to the kitchen, you see your pantry, it's laundry, it's, oh my gosh.
I do love that room. And that was a last minute add-on because
You moved the laundry.
So when we first bought, we moved the laundry room from over here to over there. When our first architect plans, you had to walk from the outside of the garage outside 2 steps into the house.
Yeah. Right.
So we basically just covered that and closed that off. Yeah, and closed that off.
Smart. You should have been an architect.
Oh no. No, I wouldn't have gotten through this house without our wonderful architect for sure. But just closing off those 2 spaces, it actually created the patio, which was kind of by accident. We really didn't plan that,
And that
patio.
patio is so cute.
I love it. Yes. It wasn't like planned. It just by closing those 2 walls off, it kind of created the patio. So when they're out there doing the roof, we thought, oh, you got to arch that because now we have a patio.
Yeah.
So it's
So good.
an accidental.
Yes.
Happy accident.
Okay, I want to talk about upstairs. I am
Wow.
obsessed with your upstairs. I feel like, your children are grown, but that, they need to get to making some grandbabies because that's like grandbaby heaven.
I know. I call that one room my grandchildren room, but I don't even have any grandchildren. But I want them.
Yeah. So what did you call that room to the back with the
The attic room. Yeah, I'm calling that the grandchildren room.
Okay.
For real.
Yeah.
You have the little dollhouse and the 2 beds and the.
A sweet friend gifted me that dollhouse, and because I told her from the very beginning when we looked at this house and that attic room, there's a window, and I knew I would put 2 twin beds there, and I thought right between those 2 twin beds, it really needs a dollhouse. And a friend of mine gifted me that dollhouse, and I love it. It's not actually between those windows now because I put the tree there, and it's a little bit bigger, but it's even better where it is now.
And what I love too is the other guest suite up there has 2 beds as well. Are those queen?
So yes, there are 2 queen beds, and so I have 3 girls. None of them live at home. The youngest one is 21, so she's still in college. So at the other house, obviously the back bedroom there was her room. But I told her when we moved to the new house, you're really not gonna have a room anymore. It's gonna be the girls' room. Because when her sisters come, when they all come in and it's Christmas or Easter or whatever, when they're all here, they all camp out together anyway.
Right.
They were all camping out back in her room anyway. So because they have dogs, and I decided instead of doing 1 big bed, because they were squeezing on 1 big bed, I did 2 queen beds.
That's great.
And fun fact about the headboards is that my upholstery man recovered some inexpensive headboards off of Amazon, and that's what those are up there. But I could not find the fabric. And the fabric on those headboards are actually tablecloths from Amazon. Yeah.
That's so good.
So I knew I wanted that and could not find the fabric and local. And he was in a hurry. Like, I'll pick them up today and get them done for you. So I just ordered them overnight off of Amazon. And
Okay, so there's also the boys' room, which was, I loved Jackson's room at the old house. So now here, I love how you switched it up, but it kind of has the same feel, don't you feel like?
Yeah, I feel like his room is one of my favorite rooms too. I did everything, which a lot of people were surprised because of all the trending with the dark, moody colors. I kept everything light and bright here. Yeah. That was important to me just because I felt like this house needed to be light and bright. I felt like his room over there was a little darker than everything else in the house. So I bought lighter bedding and just did almost the same thing, but lightened it up a little bit.
Yeah. And then you have another guest room, also very sweet. Love that. And then who puts a tree in a bathtub and makes that so cute? Like that felt like a magazine moment to me when I saw that.
I'm sure I've seen that on Instagram a few times or whatever, but I felt like that bathtub needed it.
Yeah. It's so
Now when I take the tree out, I feel like it's going to be too plain.
Yeah. What do I need to do?
Yeah.
You can put plants or something. Okay, what the other bathroom? What was in there? I don't remember.
Well, it's kind of the boy bathroom, really. Not really. But that's the only bathroom that I did chrome in instead of doing gold. I kind of did gold in the kitchen and in all the bathrooms, but I opted to do chrome up there. And I gotta tell you, I love that. I thought to myself,
cool.
maybe I should have done chrome in the kitchen. I love the chrome so much. The shiny chrome, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so the final hurrah of the tour is your exterior. That was also a huge transformation, but it looks so sweet for Christmas. When I pulled up, I was like, a Hallmark movie?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening right now?
You drive down this incredible long driveway that is flanked with trees all the way down. And that was your very first thing with this house.
oh yeah, the property itself obviously was the first thing we fell in love with. The driveway, the trees.
Yes.
It's a dream. It's like the country house dream.
It is. The covered porch, all of it. I mean, these are the times that I come into a house that I don't really covet the home so much, like as far as like, oh, I want to decorate this or that. I want to entirely move. I just want to move. I want to move to the country.
I'm sure you see that a lot.
Yeah, I just want to move to the country.
Okay, so Shannon, we've toured your new house. Are you going to let us in for an everyday tour?
Of course. Maybe spring.
Spring. Okay.
yeah.
We're okay with a little gap. Give you time to get your like settled and get everything together. But I would have never in a million years guessed that you just moved in this house.
No, thank you. It's been a lot of work.
And I think you need a real live bunny for this house.
I need a real life bunny for this house, but it might,
The puppy's not.
it might make me get rid of a puppy if I do that.
Okay, so if they want to follow you and watch your progression of finishing this very finished house, where do they follow you?
On My Little White Barn on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok as much. And I'm going to start blogging again, I promise.
Yes, she has tutorials and ideas that you've never seen before. So definitely, it's like a Pinterest stream. You can start sharing with the people. So
Yes.
if you want more Christmas home tours, we have them for you. So I'm going to pop them up right here. Close this out, Mom.
Yeah, like, subscribe, follow Shannon, and we're going to see you next time in a new Christmas house.
Okay, bye.
Bye.